Welcome to the 86th episode of the Wonderspace podcast, which is a creative expression of a charity called Panapur. My name is Steve Cole, and since September 2020, I have asked the same 6 questions to over 80 people from around the world. Questions that orbit around wonder and stories of hopefulness. This week's Wonderspace comes from the Blue Earth Summit in Bristol in the UK, where this week hundreds of makers and mavericks, founders and activists, adventurers and investors came together with a collective desire to see business as a force for good in protecting our planet and all people. At Wonderspace, we are all about finding stories of hopefulness. It is our belief that there are so many benefits to starting events and meetings with what is good, what is working and what is hopeful, as a way of preparing the ground for conversations around crisis and emergency. So with this in mind, I spent the afternoon at Blue Earth asking people to share their stories of hopefulness about a person, business or non-profit doing amazing things for the world. There was only one rule: you could not talk about your own idea or organisation. So sit back and enjoy this 20-minute fix of hopefulness from the Blue Earth Summit, and think about the person or organisation you would like to promote as your story of hopefulness.
So my name's Lindley Lewis. I'm one of the founders of the Blue Earth Summit, and I think my story of hopefulness, I've got 3 kids of my own, and we're trying to change the narrative around how business can create impact. And my hope is that the future world that they get brought up in still has nature, still has environment, still has playgrounds that they can enjoy, still has oceans full of fish and wildlife and marine life, and the playground that we've all been able to enjoy. We want to make sure that business can preserve that for the future and give them a nice place to live and bring up their own children.
Joanne Samudra from Dry Robe. Another story of hope is Surfers Not Street Children. I watch what they do daily, and that lifts my spirits up quite a lot when I see their posts essentially and read their stories and watch what they're doing. Just looking after the kids, giving them a bigger aspiration for life.
I'm Rob. I'm here from Blue Health Surf at the Blue Earth Summit. And my story about an organisation that brings hopefulness is there's a group down in Cornwall called Man Down, and they're a mental health group that are just run by volunteers of men getting together and talking about stuff, suicide prevention. Men have got the biggest risk of suicide, so they get together, and it's just a safe space where guys can get together and just have a chat, about whatever's on their mind, and find a place where you can be honest. And for me, speaking truth is like part of the micro, what like heals the macro. So the idea of just finding a safe place where you can go and have a chat with other men, it's quite unusual. It's kind of lost in our culture, really. If you think about, the indigenous tribes, they always got together, all the men, and had a good old yarn. So yeah, it really changes lives, and that they've got a brilliant app that allows men to go surfing together, go out in nature, go walking, just do stuff together, and not have that sense of like being alone. And I think that's part of the macro problem, is we all feel alone a lot.
Hi, my name is Anna Blackman, and I work for I'm a coach, an organisation called Anahata Coaching. And I just want to sort of make a shout out to the Wellbeing Project, which is an extraordinary organisation that is basically bridging the divide between social impact and inner well-being. So investing in people's inner well-being through very deep mindfulness-based practices, which then bring outer change in really aligned, impactful ways.
My name's Chris. I'm from an agency called Epoch. I guess my story of hopefulness from the day is the example that Patagonia has set, really, and the management of returning all profits back to good causes and the charity, rather than ploughing it straight to shareholders' bank balances. Yeah, it's a good one.
So my name's Sally Bennett, and my organisation is Minty Green Limited. last year and this year I had the pleasure of working with Dot Project, which was set up by two women. It's a Southwest-based Tech for Good initiative that is supporting and helping charities become more digitally capable, and they've been doing amazing work so charities can focus their efforts and resources on frontline rather than having to be bogged down with all of the digital admin that they need to also think about as well.
Hi, my name is Andy Hawkins from Business on Purpose. I'm a B Corp consultant, and my story of hopefulness is around ecology. They're a company that plant trees and do other carbon offsetting projects around the world, but they've helped me and a whole bunch of my clients to offset their carbon footprints, which helps you not just to offset it, but to understand more so that you live a more carbon-friendly lifestyle. So having companies like Ecology around to help us become more conscious of what's happening and be able to do something about it is filling me with hope. Thank you, Ecology.
My name is Nisha Bevan, and I'm co-creator and co-lead of the Black Seeds Network. And my story of hopefulness is lots and lots of inspiration from Black to Nature. They do incredible work. They take young people from visibly minority ethnic backgrounds and they take them out into nature and foster a love and connection with the natural world. And it's really inspiring to see what they do, and they tailor the needs of their programs to communities. So yeah, I feel very hopeful about the diversity of the so-called mainstream environmental sector with organisations like that working so hard.
My name's Helena Craig and I'm from Black to Nature, and I want to shout out about Maya Rose Craig, who goes by the name of Bird Girl. She's an amazing young activist, anti-racist activist within the nature and environmental sector. She's out there, she's really challenging those big organisations for equal access to nature.
Hi there, I'm Jules. I work at Renewable UK. I'm really happy to be at the Blue Earth Summit today. But my story of hope is I recently went on a beautiful retreat in the north of Scotland, and it was called Realise Earth, and it was run by people that had realised that actually in order to make a difference you need to make behavioural change. So we spent 7 days in nature with people that are working within like large organisations, trying to make a change in their own way. I think the fact that they're doing these retreats and having such an impact on people who will then go on to inspire others, I think is definitely a positive and inspiring thing for me.
So my name is Mark Shira, and my organisation is Action Funder, and my story of hopefulness is the thousands of non-profits taking place at a grassroots level across the UK. And as we're in Bristol, one is the Square Food Foundation, which enables underprivileged families to come and learn how to cook. And they deliver their own food cooking workshops, but also meal packs that go out. They're brilliant.
Hi, my name's Pip from One-to-One Barking Dog Media Charity. And my story of hopefulness is about an amazing guy called Temi Latif from an organisation called My Choice, who's really turned his life around from being in trouble and but then discovered cycling and very naively thought that, I know what to do, I'll cycle back to Nigeria where I'm originally from. And he's just told us this incredible story about what he's doing through cycling and other things in London with people who are often the other side of the lines, a bit marginalised, a bit out of it, and he's using his skills and what he's learned and what he's done through cycling to re-engage these people and give them a wider choice of what the possibilities are for their life. Absolutely incredible guy. Big shout out to Temi and My Choice.
My name is Emma. I'm an environmental science communicator, and my story for hopefulness is Project Seagrass and their amazing work to restore the seabeds in the UK and around the world, and their community engagement.
My name is Bonnie Middleton. I work at TYF Adventure as a coordinator for the community, and I'm inspired and hopeful for the amazing work happening in Bristol around diversity and inclusion in the outdoor space. So there's an amazing group called Colour at Bristol who do great work at trying to change the space of the climbing world by increasing diversity in the space.
Lorenzo Curci from Earthly. Story of hopefulness is an amazing woman called Angela Mead who's working with kelp and seagrasses in Cornwall and just developing the most incredible project to sequester tons of CO2 and help with biodiversity. And congratulations, keep up the great work, Angela.
Hi, I'm Will Tucker from the Last Ride Project, and my inspirational story is the Circle Supply Company, who are revolutionising the ski apparel market and making it go from a very heavy carbon problem to hopefully a very small one, and building a sustainable business whilst they're doing it. So.
David Nettleton, and I'm working with Innovate UK Edge as a business coach, and there's an organisation called there's Lottie and Connor from Biochar, Earthly Biochar. They're doing some research to see if putting biochar around the base of the trees helps to kind of curtail the ash dieback, which I think is a really interesting project, and good luck to them.
I'm Catherine Moore from Kamut, and my story for hopefulness is a brand that's developed compostable wrappers for snacks. And as we all know, snacks are the most important thing about being outdoors. So no more loads of plastic after a ride or a hike, that sort of thing. And yeah, that's Outdoor Provisions in the north of the UK.
So my name's Kate. I work for a comms agency called Forster Communications. And I spoke to this chap the other day who is a filmmaker, lives in Walthamstow, and they're trying to fund this project for their whole street to get renewable energy, solar panels on their roofs. And that's not just the people who own their homes, it's the ones in the council estate, it's the people who are renters, and it's this huge bureaucratic job to kind of jump through all these hoops. And they're now linked up with schools in the area that are getting solar panels installed for free, community, a youth group. He's making it work, and I'm really inspired by this as like a prototype model.
Okay, my name is Phil Webb. I'm from Chasing the Sun Film. My story of hopefulness is, they're a company called Bespoke Biking, who are based in Winchester, run by Heather and her team. And they're essentially all about trying to get people on their bikes in an everyday sort of situation. They work with young people, they hire bikes, they fix bikes. They're a not-for-profit. They're very much involved in making the bicycle an everyday means of transport.
All right, my name is Emmanuel Omeyao. I'm the communications officer for the Youth Climate Council Ghana. And I want to make a big shout out to the local conference of youth, Alkoi Ghana. It's a network of young climate activists who are trying to amplify youth voices and make sure that the perspectives and views of young people are included in global climate policy. And I think it's a very fantastic concept. And we hope that in the coming years, more young people can make key inputs in global climate policies and make sure that young people are also on the climate decision-making table, influencing policy, and all policies are youth inclusive. And so a big thumbs up to the Alkoi Ghana team, and I hope that they continue to work hard, fight hard to make sure that the global youth makes that input in national policies. Yeah.
So my name is Michael Long, and I'm the editorial director at Sports Pro, a organisation that I have has given me hope and I find quite inspiring is Surfers Against Sewage. Not only because of what was said by their outgoing CEO on stage earlier, but the work they're doing to pressure certain organisations, water companies, etc., to improve the quality of our seas and rivers is fantastic and pretty inspiring, and how they put across their message, their purpose, etc., I think is awesome. And as someone who lives is very close to the River Wye on the border of England and Wales. You know, I want my 1-year-old son to grow up and be able to swim in the river like I have done growing up. And so any organisation that's working to protect that river in particular certainly has my backing, and I think can inspire hope in myself and everyone in my local community for a better future.
I'm Joe Dale. I'm Senior Marketing Manager at The Wave. My story of hopefulness is a project called Africa on the Ball. It's a not-for-profit. It's based around football in a third world community in Zambia, in developing Zambia. And that football team is not only an excellent football team, but it reinvests its time and energy into developing the local community of where the players for that team have developed. And it uses football as a tool for development and social change within their communities.
So my name's Lucy Cooper and I work for the London Cycling Campaign as a partnerships manager. And my story of hopefulness is I live in Whitstable in Kent and do lots of cold water sea swimming, and SOS Whitstable have been doing some amazing work campaigning for southeastern waters to stop putting sewage in the sea. So I'm hopeful that things will change soon.
Yeah, I love this. This is okay. Yeah, my name's Lawrence Stafford. I work over at Finisterre. Great to be at the Blue Earth Summit, second year running. My story of hope, or my person behind the hope, is probably Hugo Tagholm. Long time friend and advocate for the oceans, and 14 years at the helm of SAS. Followed by God knows how many more years now with Oceana. What an incredible journey he's been on. His energy and his hope has been unwavering, and I think that's something to lean on, and also something to take into our own kind of work at Finisterre. So yeah, Hugo, dime a dozen, and absolute hero.
My name's Molly. I come from Future Leap. We help companies transition to net zero by providing spaces, networking opportunities, finance all around the eco sectors, especially SMEs. And I think one of the most inspirational organisations out there at the moment is Surfers Against Sewage. I saw their CEO speak recently, and it's amazing to see how activism is actually playing a role in the kind of corporate transition. So yeah, that's probably what I have to say.
So I'm Nick Rees. I work for The Wave in Bristol, and my story of hopefulness is the North Devon Surf Reserve guys. There's about 5 of them behind it who are all volunteers, and they've got together to go through the lengthy administration of protecting area in North Devon, and have got the North Devon stretch, I think it's about 12 miles, I think, or something like that, of coastline that is now protected under the World Surf Reserves. And that shows what a group of people who are passionate about something that is important to them can do by coming together for a common goal and creating positive impact through that.
So my name's Nikki and I'm part of the Antarctic Fire Angels, and my story of hopefulness is the firefighters charity who do amazing work for both mental and physical well-being of firefighters and the fire community as a whole. So protecting the generations of firefighters to come really, and looking after the ones who have been.
So my name is Sally Burt-Jones and I'm a sustainability consultant. My company is 1122 and my story of hope for the future has just come from a talk I've just listened to here at Blue Earth Summit with a lady called Inka Cresswell, who is a marine photographer and an environmentalist and is doing amazing things around the world, helping small local communities rebuild and regenerate the oceans.
Hi, my name is Jamie Harris. I am a bee leader and sustainability consultant. My company is Forge, and the team at Project Seagrass, they're based in Solent, are just fantastic. They're huge advocates for the local biodiversity and are actively encouraging local companies to engage with not just funding their project, but actually creating awareness and educating young children in the importance of local seagrass communities.
So, hi everyone, my name's Adam Root. I'm the founder and CEO of Matter. My story of hopefulness, I'm really excited about Will and the Ocean Bottle Project. I think these guys are doing some really amazing things about educating people about some of the huge issues with plastic waste, but also making it really achievable for people to be able to do something about.
Hi, I'm Grace and I work for Kamut. And my hopefulness story is Trash Free Trails and the amazing work that they are doing. Dom from Trash Free Trails is super passionate and he cares about people and the planet and making a big difference, cleaning our trails and our environment, and also educating and inspiring children for the future so that they know how to look after their environment.
Hannah Mogg from T-Mill, and my story of hopefulness is Chris Burtish, who is an activist and supports a number of charities across the world. He pushes himself to the absolute limits in terms of the work that he does. He paddleboarded across the Atlantic Ocean recently to raise money for charity, and it really gives an insight of actually the extent of what people can be doing and not how we can be pushing ourselves to support other businesses too.
My name's Kyle Fraser. I work at FlexiHex, and we are a startup focusing on removing single-use plastics by using sustainable honeycomb packaging. My story for hopefulness goes out to Mossy Earth, who are a project who focus on planting trees to offset carbon. So in our early years of growth, we offset some of our revenues to Mossy Earth, and we're really thankful for that. And as we continue to grow, we hope that they come on the journey with us.
My name is Robin Maxwell. I'm the CEO of Farnham Capital. My story of hopefulness is a company in London called Lone Design Club, who are bringing sustainable fashion to a high street near you in pop-up stores which are empty because of the significant problems that the COVID pandemic has caused for high streets, and they're working with the landlords to basically bring new fashion, sustainable fashion, to the high street for the first time.
I'm Ollie Hicks from the Row the World expedition, and I think if we're following another expedition, we should be supporting Chris Burtish and all the great work he's doing around pushing the boundaries, pushing frontiers, and trying to get other people into ocean conservation.
My name is Bronwyn. I'm from Finisterre, and my story of hopefulness is seeing the increased representation and diversity here today, in particular the green and black ambassadors from Bristol, and hearing the amazing speech from Boots and Beards and the outdoor project, etc. So that was really great to see.
My name is Ellen Jones. I'm the founder of Jennifer's Coffee. My hope for the future is that Tessa Wernink continues to change the world through her attitude and her level of hope and honesty and transparency about supply chains and the things that we need to take action on now.
My name is Rin. I'm here in Bristol. This is where I'm from. And I want to give a shout out to my amazing friend Adam. So Adam runs an awesome company called Matter. He's an ex-Dyson engineer, and he has invented this incredible product that attaches to washing machines and takes out all the microplastics from our laundry, which is obviously a massive, massive problem. And he's actually tonight launching his consumer-facing product, Gulp. And I'm just so proud of him because he's really put his money where his mouth is, and he is making a massive difference. And it's just going to change the environment. It's going to be great.
Stephanie Briggs from Spring PR, and my story of hopefulness is, or my inspiration, is a company called Paramo. Paramo make outdoor clothing, but most of the clothing is made by women taken off the streets in Colombia, given a fair wage, trained to make the jackets. The money goes into providing food for their kids and schooling, and it's a truly sustainable company. They have their own waterproofing system based on animal fur, and it's just a brilliant company.
So my name's Guled Mohammed, and I'm from the Green Black Ambassador, and I think the person who is beautiful and loving and sending amazing energy from Bristol and all across the UK is Nisha, by creating such a large network of sustainable black role models from ethnic diverse backgrounds and allowing them to come into every space and be their best selves in those spaces.
Okay, I'm Harry Milburn. I have run my own design agency called Burn Design, and I've just had a really great chat with the guy from Trash Free Miles. Feel really excited after speaking to him about sort of going out. I'm a passionate bike rider, so I feel passionate sort of about going out, thinking about the litter down there, and seeing if I can work with him with some other projects.
I'm Tessa Verning. I live in the Netherlands and I'm the founder of the Undercover Activist, which is a hub for positive workplace activism. And my story of hope is Ephraim Hart, who is a gynecologist at a hospital in the Netherlands. And he's against his whole education that you cannot be an advocate or an activist in the medical healthcare. He's going against that, and he's bringing gender equality into all of his work. And you'd think it was a really unlikely candidate to put menopause and like female equality in medicine like at the heart of what he does. But he's sticking up for it and he's speaking out on it. And he's in the words of what we say is that his activism is love made visible.
I'm Cara De Los Reyes, and I'm a fellow of the Bioleadership Project. I also run Terra Lupa, and my hope for the future is storytellers, like yourself. But I recently joined a kind of folktale storytelling session here in Bristol, and I just feel like folktales, the more we listen to them, the more we'll reconnect with ourselves as nature. So I feel really hopeful that storytelling is having a really great comeback, and I'd love to give a shout out to a friend, Sam Crosby, who's just started this initiative called Recalling Fire, and he's getting people around a campfire sharing stories. Simple as that.
Okay, my name is Tanya. I work for the European Outdoor Conservation Association. Just come down from Kendal today to have a look around, and I'm really inspired by the Blue Earth Summit. That's my story of hopefulness for today. Thank you.
To find out more about the Blue Earth Summit, go to blueearthsummit.com. What is your story of hopefulness that's not your own? About a person, business or non-profit who are doing amazing things for the world? We would love you to consider recording yourself in under 30 seconds, sharing your story on your phone through your video or your voice memo or recorder app. You can then simply upload the recording to the link on our website, ourwonder.space, and we will look to include them in future episodes. I want to thank the Blue Earth team for organising such a great event. Let's continue to share wonder and stories of hopefulness that are not just our own. We need them like never before. Thanks for listening.